Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. I'm here.
Celtic, we are the best team in Glasgow. And we call it always.
What's happening, Celtic family? Hope you're all doing well out there. Don't worry, I'm still here. I've had a lot of yous in my comment section. I've had a lot of yous on TikTok private messaging me, asking me, where the fuck are you, Mark? And I get it, I understand it. I've been off for a week. Most of yous will probably know, if you've followed me either on TikTok or any other social media platform, I've been helping my father move house, and it's been a fucking nightmare. I'm going to be totally and utterly honest with you. But it's taken up a hell of a lot of my time. So much so, I think the last time I done a video, it doesn't seem that long ago, but well, it seems longer than it probably is. It's only about a week ago. I think this time last week, last Monday, I put out a video about the Celtic versus Aberdeen game, and then you didn't hear from me after that. And I've had loads of messages from people saying, where the fuck are you? I'm here. I'm here, don't worry. But listen, we've got a lot to cover. I'm not going to go all the way back to that Aberdeen game and give you a match sort of reaction from that. There's no point. But let's talk about the game against St Mirren at the weekend. We'll just begin there. Listen, before we begin, let me just thank absolutely everyone who has been on social media or been on my socials, who gave me a lot of advice. There was a lot of yous on there who would have came across a video that I put up about trying to get my father a move. My father doesn't keep particularly great, and he stays at the top flat. Well, not anymore. He stays in the top block of flats, and he struggles to get up and down the stairs. So a lot of people did see my video that I put on my TikTok months ago now. This has been ongoing for like 3.5 years, trying to get my father a move, speaking with local MPs, housing associations, local councils, but I want to tell everybody thank you very much for all your advice that you've been giving me. It really did help out a lot, and I've now eventually got my father a move. So that's a bit of stress off him, it's a bit of stress off me. But I spent all last week sort of decorating, putting new carpets down, new vinyl down, and just getting him ready to move in. So he moved in yesterday. We've still got a wee bits and bobs to do, sort of emptying other sort of little things from his other property. But that's why I've not put up any videos. But what I plan on doing is trying to upload once or twice a week. Definitely after the game, so whether I might be at the game or not, you'll probably get it the next day. I'll probably upload it for the next day. Do it on the day, but upload it for the next day. And then hopefully one other day through the week. I'll let you know more about that, so there is a wee bit more of a structure to when I'm going to post some videos out. But as I said, let's talk about Celtic versus St Mirren on Saturday. Now, with everything going on, it all feels like a bit of a blur. It feels like ages ago, Celtic versus St Mirren. It wasn't. It was only a couple of days ago by the time I've done this video. But let's talk about Celtic St Mirren. I thought that Celtic versus St Mirren was an absolute brilliant game to watch. I thought it was a great game to watch, a great game of football to watch. St Mirren came out and they did not hold back, which is amazing. I sat and watched it with my dad. It was amazing to watch. It always looked like Celtic would get a foothold in the game and they would start to take over. But the fact that St Mirren came out and didn't play the typical way that any other team would play against us, where they're going to sit back, sit in that sort of low block and try and hit Celtic off the break. Nah, St Mirren weren't into playing that kind of game. We know fine well that St Mirren have been on a good sort of run of form recently, been playing some really, really good football. They beat that other lot there not so long ago, only a couple of weeks ago. Again, that wouldn't be hard, but at the end of the day, St Mirren have played some great football, and they really did come out and show Celtic what they were all about. I thought in the first half especially, Celtic really did struggle to kind of find a way through, although the scoreline wouldn't tell you that. But I thought it was a really, really good game to watch. As I said, I sat and I watched it with my father, and I said, it's exciting. It's good that there's lower teams Not just Celtic and Rangers, but there's lower teams who want to come out and push Celtic and drive at Celtic. And I thought Celtic really, really struggled with that at the beginning. As I said, they were always going to find their foothold in the game. They were always going to work it out. That's what we do. We're Celtic. We're the best team in Scotland, and we always find a way. Now, Celtic to win by 5 goals, didn't see that coming. I'll be honest, especially not the way that St Mirren were playing. I thought they were quite hard done by at times. But I thought the game was so good to watch. I thought St Mirren really pushed Celtic. And Celtic need that. Celtic need a challenge from them sort of lower teams, or the teams that you don't expect to really challenge Celtic. But we all know that going there and heading over to Paisley, that it's always going to be a tough game. But Celtic normally find a way. And we did. We did find a way. And it became pretty comfortable. But I thought it was a really good game to watch. And it was really good to see St Mirren not just sit in that low block, defend and hit you off the break, really take the game to Celtic. And it really opens up the game for both teams. As you say, a lot of people are a bit hesitant to do that against Celtic because Celtic are really good at finding the gaps, especially domestically. As soon as a team starts to press us, we normally start finding gaps and then start putting the ball away. But listen, that's what happened. That's what happened to St Mirren. It was always going to come that time where maybe they push us for the first half and then going into the second half. You can't really do that anymore. You're going to start losing goals. But that is what happened to St Mirren. But the game was brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed the game. I really did. And fair play to St Mirren, as I said, because they made it so enjoyable as well and really pushed Celtic. And Celtic need that. After 28 minutes, Celtic found a way in the way of Jeffrey Schlupp. Listen, Jeffrey Schlupp is definitely a start. He's got to begin every single game. The guy has came in there. He's hit the ground running. He has got so many fans behind him in such a short space of time. Celtic absolutely have to find a way of signing Jeffrey Schlupp at the end of the season in the summer, because he is a great addition to Celtic. And we all know Kieran Tierney's coming back, that's fine. But Jeffrey Schlupp is brilliant to have in there when Kieran Tierney's not playing in left back. And we also know that Jeffrey Schlupp can play in the middle of the park. He can even play up forward. But we know that he can play in the middle of the park. And I'm sorry to tell you, I think someone's going from the middle of the park, and I think it's going to be RIOT this year. I think Jeffrey Schlupp would be an absolute amazing addition to have there in the middle of the park. We can see as he plays, because against St Mirren on Saturday, Jeffrey Schlupp at times was way too far forward. But he manages to find himself back. He manages to get back in time, which is something for me that Greg Taylor lacks in. Greg Taylor also likes to push forward, also likes to hit the bylines, also likes to press high. But sometimes I think that Greg Taylor gets found out a lot and can't get back quick enough in time. Whereas I don't believe that really happens with Jeffrey Schlupp. Sometimes I panic because I see him out on the right hand side, but he still manages to get back in time. And his goal was a well taken goal. But that's the thing with Jeffrey Schlupp. We know that he's also got these goals in him as well. So for me, he is definitely a signing so far that has been amazing, and somebody that I would like to see stay at the club in the summer. After the 33rd minute, Declan John equalised for St Mirren. And listen, it was a well-taken goal. It was a well-deserved goal. As I said at the beginning of this, I thought St Mirren really came out and gave Celtic, as I said, the scoreline maybe doesn't say it being 5-2, but I thought they came out and really gave Celtic a go and really pushed Celtic. And we need that. We need teams and smaller teams to come out there and really push Celtic, because I don't care what anybody says. We start to get a wee bit complacent at times, because we know that we're going to win the league every year. We know there's no other team that's going to challenge us over that season that's really going to give us a tough challenge. But to see these sort of smaller teams, I know St Mirren isn't a completely really small team, and they always do kind of well, and they're always sitting in the middle of the table. But I thought that the way that they came out on Saturday, I was actually really pleased to see, and if you were a St Mirren supporter, you should be pleased to see how well the team came out and really gave it to Celtic. As I said, Celtic are that kind of team. We are just far so more superior than any other team, I believe, in this league. And that's nothing against any other team in the league. But Celtic are just they are the pinnacle. They are the top. That's the teams. That's where teams want to be and how they want to perform and how they want to play. If you watch Celtic in the way and the style that Celtic play in, I'm not just saying that as a Celtic supporter. And maybe I am really biased, but Celtic are just far more superior than any other team in the league, and they always find a way. But to see teams like St Mirren come out and where they can seriously hurt you, because any other day if Celtic have taken their foot off the gas there and St Mirren had played as well as that scoreline maybe doesn't go that way. And on the 45th minute, just before half time, Arne Engels sticks away a penalty. And Arne Engels, I can't remember, I think he's only missed one penalty since he's been taking them at Celtic, as far as I know. But again, as I said to you for months, and most of you all know, but I will keep on reminding you, I did tell you, I told you all, that Arne Engels was going to start proving and showing everybody why he was that £11 million player. Do I think he's quite hit the peak or the heights of where he's what he's capable of? Not at all. And I'm really looking forward to seeing him next season and how he progresses from then. But yes, he was a slow burner. Yes, I completely understand where people were coming from when they were sort of shouting like, what have we spent £11 million on, because he was inconsistent. But over the last month or so, I don't think there's a Celtic supporter out there that can disagree that he really has started to show what he is capable of. He is starting to rule the middle of the park, and it's so nice to see, because we all know that a lot of our football goes through Callum McGregor, but a lot of it going through Arne Engels now as well, which confuses the opposite team, because they all know that the football goes through Callum McGregor. You try and play Callum McGregor off the ball, stick close to him and try and not give him much room, then we're in with a shout. But now you've got Arne Engels to sort of go up against as well, which makes it so difficult. But that is a really, really strong middle of the park that we've got in there with Callum McGregor, Arne Engels and Rio Hatate. As I said, I do believe and I think that Rio Hatate will be away in the summer, but I might be completely wrong. But as I've said to you, I would be quite happy to put Schlupp in there. I would be quite happy to put Schlupp in there. Now, that's not to say that we do not look to strengthen that position in the summer, but I just think if we can get Schlupp over the line, he is definitely a great player to have in the middle of the park, because we know that he likes to drive forward. We know that he's got goals in him, but we also know that anything goes wrong with KT, because we are fully aware that KT is injury prone. Simple as that. Do we all want him back? Come on. Of course we want him back. He's an absolute brilliant player, and especially when he's fit. And if he can stay fit, amazing. But it would be really nice to know that if KT is out, then we can put Jeffrey Schlupp left back and then put someone else in the middle, because we've got loads of depth, I feel, in the middle of the park. Maybe not throughout the whole team. I don't believe we've got that depth there. I think that was shown against the likes of Hibs. I thought that, we'd obviously played Bayern Munich, the run up to the Hibs game. We could have tried to change it around a wee bit. We did change it around a wee bit, but the depth of the squad just wasn't there. So we need to build on that. We need more depth within that team. But I think the middle of the park for domestic football would be Jeffrey Schlupp would be a great addition in there. Plus, as I said, we could still play him at left back. So into the second half, and Celtic just continued to get a wee bit stronger. In the first half, I thought it was quite level. In performance. I thought that St Mirren played really well, as I said, pressed a lot, but I thought that Celtic just seemed to take over and go up just that extra gear in the second half that seen us have a lot of the possession. We've seen a lot of the possession through the first half as well, let's not get it wrong, but I thought Celtic just went up an extra level. And I thought we made a few changes, and one of them changes being Yang, and I ain't going to keep saying it, but I told you there was a player in there. I told every single one of you there was a player in there, but yous were all right. Yous did agree, But you said he's not consistent. And that was very, very true. He wasn't consistent. Some of you didn't agree. Let's be honest. Some of you didn't agree with me when I said that there's a player in there, he's got to be kept at the club. Some of you didn't agree and thought that he should be moved on in the summer. And it's alright to eat a bit of humble pie. I've had to do it many a time in my years growing up on this planet, eating humble pie. And I will continue to eat humble pie when I'm wrong. But I wasn't wrong about this one. And now everybody is starting to see Yang be that consistent, great player. There's no way anybody's now saying that he needs to go in the summer. And if you are, leave in the comment section that you do not agree and you think that he should be gone in the summer. There's nobody, I can guarantee you, none of you will put in there, because Yang, when he came on, was absolutely brilliant. He was brilliant, in the right places, driving at the defence, brilliant, always creating, always looking for the ball. So good, absolutely brilliant to watch, so good to see him score, amazing. So good. But listen, there's not one of you, I know there won't be any of you now saying that Yang needs to go, because he is an amazing player to have in that squad. And it's something that me and my father were speaking about when we were watching the game. Is he an impact player, or does he get on the starting lineup? Now, it's a great conversation. For me, Kuhn has obviously got to keep that on the right hand side, and he comes on as an impact player. But, and it's a massive but, if he keeps performing the way that he's performing, and Kuhn is playing well as well, but if he keeps performing the way that he's performing, then, I mean, it's definitely in for a shout that, does he start? Do you give him a go starting and then bring Kuhn on as the impact player? But no matter what, that is an amazing problem to have. That fact that we've got Yang and Kuhn who are on amazing form. But right now, for me, Kuhn stays on the park. He starts the game. And as Brendan says all the time, it's not always about who starts the game. It's about who finishes it. But to have Kuhn on there, who plays brilliant, who is a brilliant player, and if it wasn't for Dyson Maeda, especially over the last 4 or 5 months, really ramping up his performances, then he would, for me, have got Player of the Year. But now that's been taken over by Dyson. Disagree with me if you want, but he's definitely taken over that spot for me. But to have Kuhn in there, challenging for that right-sided position as well against Kuhn, and you've seen it at the end. They obviously embraced the competition. They both embraced each other at the end. Kuhn coming onto the pitch to celebrate with the rest of the team and giving Yang a big massive cuddle and big smiles all round. So they obviously want each other to do well, but they're embracing the competition, which is amazing. Absolutely brilliant. In the 88th minute, Dyson Maeda, as I said, doing what Dyson Maeda does and popping up with another goal, adding to his tally, and set up and assisted by Yang. They've got a great pairing in there. But Dyson Maeda, listen, we say this all the time, but he's absolutely unreal. He's unreal. I've never seen a guy work so hard in all my life. He chases everything. He scores goals, and there is no conversation who plays in the middle of the park there, who plays up front. There's no conversation. It 100% has to be Yang or Kuhn, but Kuhn for me started. Kuhn on the right, Joe on the left, and Dyson Maeda up front. There's no conversation in it. Adam Idah, yes, as I've said, I've always wanted Adam Idah to do well. Adam Idah, since Kyogo left, has done a great job. But when Dyson Maeda is playing the way that he is, scoring goals the way that he is, and performing to this level, there's no way that it is up for conversation who plays in that position. Dyson Maeda or Idah. That isn't a conversation. Dyson Maeda has to be playing there. And in the last couple of minutes, Yang pops up again. Boom. Gets another goal. Brilliant. As I said, Yang has just... He's starting to steal the hearts of all the supporters now as well. You can see that people are really starting to embrace him. And that's what happens in football. As soon as you can start playing consistently, then fans have got no other option but to start loving you. We've done it with Kuhn. Kuhn came in the door and started, at the beginning, we didn't know about the whole situation with his tooth, and we were all thinking, who is this guy, who have we signed? He wasn't particularly great. But since the turn of the season, since he's been back in, since pre-season, we've seen how well Kuhn had been playing. And again, obviously the fans took him to his heart, started making songs up about him straight away. But that's what happens. And Yang will be that next player. I truly believe that. But listen, great performance by Celtic. Really, really good attacking play. And the substitutions definitely made an impact. So good to see that we do have these subs that can come on and make an impact in these games. When things are maybe getting a bit flat and people are feeling maybe a wee bit tired, that we can take on the likes of your Luke McCowans, who again, by the way, when he came on, thought was brilliant. I thought against Hibs, he started the game, but we had to put him in there because he didn't play against Bayern Munich. But look back at my video, I wasn't too impressed with the way that Luke McCowan played. He looked like he played against Bayern Munich. He looked sloppy, he looked tired. When he came on against St Mirren on Saturday, definitely looked anything but that. Really drove at the defence, was always in space, and looked like he wanted to go out there and really cause some damage. So he looked great when he came on as well. But Yang stole the show, 100%. Yang stole the show. But listen guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me on this video today. And as I said, I'm really sorry for not being consistent, but sometimes other things have got to come first. Work has been busy and obviously trying to get my father into the house as well. But I am looking to be more consistent. As I said, I will be down at the football this weekend. I will definitely do a match reaction after it and probably upload it the next day. But I'm going to try and upload twice a week and sort of keep it at that. But listen guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much to everybody who's subscribed. If you have not subscribed, please smash the subscribe button below. It helps me grow the channel and helps me get out to create more content like this and do other things. But listen, I hope you enjoyed the video. If not, thank you very much for wasting your time, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe out there, Celtic family. Hail, hail. Take it easy.